Hey guys, how's it going? Chelsea Coffee here with the Coffee Break. So today we're talking about a topic that is, it might sound like kind of silly to talk about, but it's something that I genuinely have spent like a lot of time not only talking about with people, but thinking about like in my own space, and that is fanning out. So typically fanning out is like connotated with like a celebrity or I don't know, maybe like somebody that you have like a super crush on or something like that. But the context that I'm talking about it in is just a little bit different. So today I want to talk about um, how to show love and be sincere without coming off like a bot. Now, bot, I don't know, it could be fan. There are a lot of different terminologies that you can use to describe the same concept, but it basically is um, the easiest way that I can kind of like relate it is being overeager. And I think even the expression overeager kind of suggests like kind of like a degree of like lack of self-control, or like that you're just too pumped, or that you're the person who's always down, or I get accused of like gassing people up all the time. But it really is part of my personality. I get excited about what my friends have going on, or if I meet somebody new and they have something cool going on, I want to hear all about it. um, and it really is my personality. And what I've come to realize is that in person, I don't struggle with that at all. But in the digital space, it's a little bit different because um, there is a tendency, I think, for me personally, to use like a lot of exclamation points and emojis like via text message. But then it's like, do I really want to do all that on Facebook? Do I really want to do all that on Instagram? And after like, way too much time, like kind of going back and forth about that, I kind of thought to myself, I was like, I wonder if what other people like um, are maybe like dealing with this or going through, or maybe if I'm just like the only person who deals with this, that's totally fine too. But even if there's just one other person, I wanted to put together a list of 5 rules of how to show love without coming off like a bot. And like I said, the reason why I wanted to do that is because I think that people are kind of weird when it comes to like social media, or just like um, when they maybe like know you from social media and then they meet you in real life, or um, I guess vice versa, it could happen too. But I kind of want to like clear the air and just say, here are 5 rules to the ideal scenario, in my personal opinion, of how it should come off um, if you consistently show love to someone and you run into them, or if you want to maybe show like more love to them and what they do, but you just don't want to come off weird. So tip number 1, be sincere. I think that the only time you should ever question yourself about if you should leave that encouraging comment or if you should give that like virtual high five is if in your gut you know that like it's not coming from like a genuine place. Like if you're not really excited about like what the person posted, like don't comment about it. Like if you're not like really feeling the message that they delivered, save that emotion, save that energy for something that really speaks to you and really touches you. The second tip that I have is have or get your ish together. Like, I think part of what gets people in trouble is that social media is like a playground for jealousy. Whether it's like a misperceived observation that somebody's making, or if it's like, no, that person's life really is like legit and they do the coolest stuff and you just don't know what to do with yourself. I say one of the best ways to be able to cheer on other people is to be confident and happy with where you are. So I think that for a lot of people, it's hard for them to um, be happy for you or whomever or anybody else that they see who's doing well and who has success for themselves if they feel like they haven't been able to achieve it for themselves. So there's a quote that I really like that I've seen around a lot lately, and it basically says like, I'm not worried about if the grass is greener on the other side because I'm too busy tending my own. So to a certain degree, keep the tunnel vision, focus on your projects, focus on what it is that you want to get done and them actually coming to fruition. And then there'll be a lot less space to sit and scroll and compare yourself with other people because you're too busy trying to kill yourself. Number 3, um, be intentional about keeping an eye out for opportunities for people other than yourself. So, for instance, with Me as Closet, I have a nonprofit, and there's something that kind of makes me crazy, like not to complain, but it's just the truth. It's that I have some people who, like, they're always so excited, like, yeah, I want to get involved, yeah, I want to do this, but I want to do that, but, like, they never have, like, come to volunteer, like, they've never sent me, like, an actual, like, introduction that would maybe benefit me as closet, or they've just never been proactive about actually making it happen, which always makes it kind of like a confusing conversation when I see them like the third time and they're like just as pumped as they were the first time, like, well, we've had like 10 events since then, and like, what are we talking about? Like, it's cool, just like let me know when you're actually ready. So I think that if you're going to be excited about someone, part of that is like the selflessness that comes with that, when you can see beyond your own success or your own intentions of what you want to see happen for yourself, and you can actually look out for other people. And there's a quote that I really like that I'm going to read out to you guys that kind of piggybacks on that, and it says, if you want fans, you have to be a fan first. If you want to be accepted by a community, you have to first be a good citizen of that community. If you're only pointing to your own stuff online, you're doing it wrong. You have to be a connector. The writer Blake Butler calls this being an open node. If you want to get, you have to give. If you want to be noticed, you have to be noticed. Shut up and listen once in a while. Be thoughtful. Be considerate. Don't turn into human spam. Be an open node. So I thought that was like a really cool way to convey like the importance of connecting with other people, looking out for opportunities for them, remembering people who would like cut for you, for lack of better words, and be ready to do the same for them if that's a relationship that you really value. Number 4, establish boundaries. So I think that I'm just big on boundaries in general, but I do think that kind of having like your own parameter of what it is that you're willing to display or exhibit in the digital space, and then what you're willing to do in person. So kind of like piggybacking on what I said earlier, there's some conversations like that I'm going to have privately that I'm probably not going to have on social media. And I think being okay with that is a really important way to be consistent, so that you don't seem like you come off one way in one space and another way in one space and another way, and you're just bouncing all over. Like, if you get me one-on-one, like, I'll talk to you forever. We'll have a long conversation. It'll probably be about something deep. On social media, like, maybe in a DM it might be longer, but I typically keep it like pretty breezy and short on social media, because at the end of the day, like, you want to have a real conversation, let's do it for real. Number 5, stop worrying about what other people think. I think part of the reason why there's a disconnect in communication when it comes to people actually like linking up with each other is because there is kind of like a complex about, oh, well, like, if I write this, like, am I like too down, or like if I'm too excited? And trust me, like, I have been there 1,000,001 times. But I think at the end of the day, like, if you have good intentions, like, who cares what anybody else thinks? Maybe this is just part of getting older. I don't know. I'm 29 now, so I feel like I just kind of like my BS like threshold has like shrunk to like this big. But I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of what we probably think about or are worried about other people thinking, like, people are not slowing down to care. Like, I write like novels on my Instagram posts. My closest friends a lot of times don't read them. So that just means that like a lot of times we perceive that like people are in tune with us in a way that they're not. So do it for you. Do it for the person who you're actually intending it for, and it'll connect and it'll be beautiful. And then they'll be like, thank you so much for that like sweet note that you left me, or for taking the time to actually send me something encouraging that was thoughtful. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. I feel like it's a conversation I have really regularly. But yeah, it's totally okay to be excited and to express it and to show love to other people. That's why we're here for each other, to connect and to hopefully be like a bridge to, helping each other get to where we want to go. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry my voice is like all crazy. I'm kind of sick, but anyway, I just wanted to kind of get that out of my system. So anyway, let's connect. You can connect with me on Instagram, Twitter, at the Coffey Break. And you can always visit me on thecoffeebreak.com. Thanks for watching.